Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We're kicking off another week of Going Optimal with a premiere draft of Ravnica Allegiance. Chat has spoken on this front. We are revisiting this old format and having some fun with it. I've said before, I really like this format a lot more than, for example, Guilds of Ravnica. While there are some definite feelings about what guilds are best in this format, conventional wisdom has really the kind of Esper control. Once again, the non-green guilds tend to be the ones people like the most, and Simic and Gruul tend to be the ones people like the least. But unlike green in Guilds of Ravnica, which conventional wisdom has as extremely difficult to have success with, that you really need to have an open seat, strongly open seat in guilds for green. In Ravnica Allegiance, I think all 5 color pairs are quite playable, and if you have the clear signal from your table to be in either of the green guilds, I'm happy to be there here. And also, this is a little more it feels easier to get to 3 colors in this format than GRN. I don't know, that maybe I'm just making that up, because I know I did splash a lot in Guilds of Ravnica. The presence of a gate in every pack really allows for some splashing, even when you've got some significant color requirements in the spells in the format. Another thing that goes on in RNA that didn't really get there in Guilds is the Gates Matter deck. So there is really a Gates Matter deck, and you've also got a couple of flavors of decks in the different color pairs. So, for example, Orzhov especially has a very aggressive kind of tempo aggro, low to the ground Orzhov, and then it has more of a controlling long game version. So I just feel like this format, unlike GRN, despite also being saddled with the 5 guilds, 5 mechanics, complexity issues, and that GRN had, it managed to create enough additional archetypes that the format is just deeper and therefore more fun to draft, especially. I always appreciated the gameplay of Guilds of Ravnica, but drafting is way better here in the Allegiance area. So we're going to do that now. And buying cards is way better in the Card Kingdom area. If you haven't been there yet, you should check them out. If you haven't, especially check them out via my affiliate link. That's in my panels down below. It's in the YouTube notes, and my friend Hat always pops up with a link in the chat if you need it as well. So please check them out via my affiliate link. It lets them know you got there from here, and that keeps me on the air because it keeps Card Kingdom happy with me. And boy, if you check out Card Kingdom and give them a chance at your business, you're going to be happy with them. They're great. They're everything you need. If they don't have what you need, you can put in a wish list request, and as soon as it shows up, you'll know. If they don't have what you need in terms of singles, you know they are pursuing them aggressively. And that aggressive pursuit of complete inventory is why they also have the buy list of the industry. I'm still waiting for somebody to show me somebody who can beat Card Kingdom in a challenge where give me a pile of magic cards, a pile of rares of various, desirability, and Card Kingdom is going to give you the best buy price on that pile. I'd put my money on that basically every time if you get a nice spectrum of cards. So if you're ever looking to sell cards, be sure to start with Card Kingdom and make sure you're not leaving any value on the table there. Thanks a lot, Card Kingdom. Appreciate your ongoing support. Jump right in here with the 1500. I'm going to update my stuff. This is free to play too. Got maybe some raiders are still around. I run multiple accounts. I highly recommend multiple accounts for especially limited, heavy, but constructed caring players. The game pays you to play through your first 4 wins of the day, then it really stops paying you to play. So my strong recommendation for people who play beyond winning 4 times a day is to open up a second account and start moving to that second account after you have won 4 times. All right, we have a nice mythic. Spawn of Mayhem is a flying 4/4 trampler for 4. It's got spectacle, so if we damage them, we can cast it for 3. Now, of course, damages both of us as well, so it's got some parallel damage. But all that means is that really with Spawn of Mayhem, you want to be the beatdown, you want to be Rakdos if possible. It's not like I wouldn't play Spawn of Mayhem and Orzhov, but I'm playing this in any black deck, any deck with 8+ black sources. But really, it feels a lot like a Rakdos rare. Terramander's a great card. Admonition, one of the linchpin cards for annoying blue control in the format, just admonitioning stuff again and again and then doing it again later. Imperious Oligarch is one of the premier commons for Orzhov. We're not going to take it here. No, these are okay, but Spawn of Mayhem far and away the best pick here. Let's see what we can follow it with. Well, there's an IGI, which is a nice top end for a Rakdos deck. There is a Grasping Thrall, which asks us to lean towards the Orzhov side of things. Again, while I see this as more of a Rakdos card, I'd absolutely run it happily in a Orzhov deck. So for me, it's IGI or Thrall. I think Thrall is the much better card, but this is single color, right? So that's really the choice for me, single color or much better card. I'm going to go with the much better card. It's not even not much better, but it's better. IGI is a very specific role, and it can be very good when it's doing its thing, but it's got a very specific job, and Grasping Thrall is just very generically good. So I'm gonna take the Thrall. And somewhat rewarded because can't take this final, if we hadn't taken that, I'd be sad because I'd be taking the final payment here having passed the Thrall. Final payment, you can't have a million of these, but you definitely want the first, second one, Another thing that can happen in an Orzhov deck is that you're just getting enough incidental life gain that the spawn isn't as painful to you as it is to them. That being said, we could pivot back towards Rakdos here with Carnival Carnage. Carnage is interesting when you can hit him with it, but if you don't get that if you don't get it at the right time, it's still pretty clunky. I kind of like, Footlight Fiend or Gate are good suggestions. This is not quite good enough. Another Terramander going around. Footlight Fiend, okay. Playable. Rakdos, it's even better. But in Orzhov, where we're headed, it's just okay. I think we take the Gate. Fenrir thinks Carnage is very good. I don't think it's... I'm not on very good camp, but I'm on good. I like it. Maybe I was sounding too down on it, but I do like it. Biomancer. Yeah, Footlight Fiend goes great with the Blade Brand. We didn't take the Footlight Fiend, but we can take the Blade Brand here in anticipation. We could also take the Sphinx's Insight, and we might end up being a Esper control shell, or we can take Cry and be more controlling in the Orzhov. That's fair. I'm going to take the Cry on that idea. I agree that that's why I'm hesitant, Jinx. Cry often can't really play in black because it's a non-bow, especially like, for example, we're playing things that die into... It's an afterlife hoser, right? So often you're looking to at least have your stuff die into 1/1s, and it hoses afterlife. So it's really... I agree with Jinx. It's tough to play Cry in these types of decks because you're really wanting to play all the oligarchs you can get. But if we end up in a place where we can do it, it's fine. We could also take the Guild Gate here over medium. Imp is fine, but it's pretty medium, and we could end up wanting to splash some red or even end up splashing our white and being core Rakdos with a white splash. So let's take some fixing as we try to understand exactly where we're at here. Because see, now we get the point, and there's a Dead Revels too. Drill Bit's okay. Get the point. Yeah, it might be worse than Dead Revels. This is really clunky. I mean, it's gold, so it looks all flashy and stuff, but really this is just super expensive removal. We could just take another gate, it's true. I think I'd take the Revels. I think Revels is, especially if we end up Orzhov, like Revels back grasping thralls and whatnot is so good. Nothing much going on here. Don't like Hazda Officer at all. Are we possibly playing any of this? I guess if we backdoor into Rakdos, we'll want the Maka. Jinx says Officer. I'm never playing this, though. I play Maka more than I play Officer. Sometimes you just need twos, but in this format, I don't find that you ever, quote, need a 3-2 for 3 exactly. Yeah, Quench, you could make the argument too. I just feel like we're more likely to be Rakdos than any kind of blue-based pick here. Don't like the Spewer, but as Jinx showed on Friday, if you're desperate, it can do a thing. Yeah, but see, the difference is, Jinx, Officer, 3 mana. Maka, 2 mana. I'm not taking any. I'm not getting into green. I don't think there's anything pulling me into green at this point, so I'm not going to take it. Embrace, very weak, but I've played it when I need to, you know. Then we get a Footlight Fiend here we can take. I don't really see Lockets in Rakdos. I think if I'm playing a Locket in Rakdos, something's gone horribly wrong. Shade. If I'm playing Shade in Rakdos, something's gone horribly wrong too. Rathdos? Well, we have a Kaya's Wrath or a Blade Artist. I think we had Kaya's Wrath on Friday, right? Or was it Thursday? I know we've had Kaya's Wrath since the return of RNA. The only other option is Fireblade Artist, and that's not good enough to pull me off of pushing back towards Orzhov. More Makas. I don't want to play Maka either, by the way. I don't like this card. I'm just saying sometimes you need 2s. And I never need 3s. That was my main point. I'm going to take Gate here. Yeah, Peggy, I can't bring myself to take Peggy here. I'll take Pegasus later. Pegasi can come into this deck later. Another Dead Revels. We can take the Gates Ablaze. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4 gates already, possibly wheeling a 5th. If we don't take that, we can just take a Messenger. We can also look at our curve. Yeah, I'll take the Blaze, and then we have Cry, Blaze, and Wrath, and we can really try to be a Mardu control. And continue looking for these gates to help us. Here's a Orzhov Guild Gate. What's this? That's not any good. Final payment number 2, or number 2. Final payment. We could take a Plaza if we really feel we're going to be 3-color control. Fiend seems to be wheeling. I think it's payment or another gate. If we're splashing the Gates Ablaze, like right now, we're like Orzhov splashing Gates Ablaze. Yeah, I like Final Payment. I think you're right. Cutting away the red down to the Gates Ablaze makes me realize, okay, we're not like red is a maybe still. Red is a big old maybe. Resolute Watchdog, probably good enough. You think Acuity? Yeah, it's possible. Esper backing into Esper is still possible too. Hodge, that's fair. You like Plaza of Harmony? I don't think so. I don't like that. I think Watchdog is going to be fine. Although I like this gate too. Well, Impassioned Orator to bear down on bears. Carnival Carnage to give us another red option. Keeping in mind, you know, if we take an Orator, we're like, it's not between Carnarium, Ablaze, and Wrath. You know, 2-drops are less important here. But I think we'll take, yeah, we're definitely Orzhov. So I'm gonna embrace that a bit here. I say definitely Orzhov, and then I get a bunch of Rakdos tempting me. I don't want the gate here. Maybe we're in too many gates land, although it does mean if we get a Colossus, we're in good shape. Trouble is I don't see any of these as quite... I mean, we take a Trumpeter. I guess Trumpeter survives... we have these gates, and it survives the Cry, at least. Plague White doesn't survive Cry, but is too good not to take. Fireblade Artist comes back anyway. We could take the Sky Tether, though, as interaction, which I think is more important than Artist, unless we really thought we were going to end up Rakdos from here, which I don't think we are. I'm going to take the Sky Tether. Recluse is something that can come down and... Like, hopefully we don't play this, but this could be the job... This could be a card that has the job of coming in after a Wrath and cleaning up. But I'm going to put it in the sideboard for right now and hope we don't play it, but we might. Well, this is good news for at least where we're at. I mean, in that we have... I mean, probably taking just Revels number 2, especially with all the Wrath and everything. Haj wants the gate. I'm taking the Revels, second Revels over the gate. And Exposed to Daylight is interesting in best of 1. There are a lot of targets for this in the format. But we do have a Blade Brand already. Footlight Fiend. Yeah, I'll take the Fiend. Oop, I tried to take the Fiend. Looks like I missed. Oh, no, I got it. I got it. Veteran. Like, I'd rather have a 2-3 for 3 than a 3-2 for 3. Like, let's play Transport. This Carnage has come all the way back. Guess nobody's in Rakdos. Maybe we can end up Rakdos in pack 3 alone if truly nobody at the table's in it and we get a Bedevil. Although I think we take Bedevil no matter what and then have the Splash Gates. Even if we don't end up Rakdos, we want to play the Bedevil. I think. There's nothing else. Final payment number 2. Yeah, Bedevil seems good. I'll leave Transport in for now. Hopefully we cut it. Judith is... All right. Yeah, I get... All right. I'm taking Judith, and we'll see. What am I doing? What's going on? Help me. Help me. You want Clam Shaman? Jinx wants the Clam Shaman. I don't think we need Get the Point. Like, we have all these Wraths. We would run it. I just don't know if we need it. Like, we might want the Gate more than if we want to run the Judith and the Ablaze. Racketeers, I feel, is pretty weak. 5 mana is a lot. Let's take the Get the Point because it's more splashable than Shaman. And we can take this gate here. Thrall here. Over Syndicate Guildmage. Just all the Thralls. Second Thrall means now I think we can cut this Transport. Third Dead Revels. 3 Dead Revels doesn't seem right. Taking a Racketeers, though, could be decent. I don't think we are gonna. We have the, we have 5s we like over that, but I guess that's the pick here. We can take a Plaza. Oh no, sorry, Vindictive Vampire, much better, especially with our Wrath effects. Although Nanba with the Cry, right? No, I don't think Racketeers is even good. I hope to not play it. We can Drill Bit. We can Gate. 4th Gate just really assures that we get to truly do everything we want. It's a little bit clunky, but we're gonna do that and see. I could take another Gate here. But we could take a Carrion Imp instead. I think we want the Gate though. Carrion Imp's okay, but we're super control-y, and we got a lot of lands that enter tapped, but we are we have a low creature count. 13. I don't know if we keep them all though. Blade Brand, we have Footlight, 2 Footlight Fiends. Let's take another Blade Brand over Roustabout or an Embrace. Another Gate. We take a Catacomb Croc if we think we need that at 5. 3, 2, 3, 28, 27. We have a lot of playables though. I took the, there's a Croc. If I'd known I was getting this Croc, I'd just take the Gate. We can consider this Watchful Giant too, in terms of the big butt defenders. Okay, well, Vamp or Scavenger. I'm going to take the Scavenger. We have a couple of Footlight Fiends, so maybe we sack one of those for value. I don't think we're playing it, though. And here's this Knight that we're also not playing. Well, we got cuts to make, so that's good. We could consider cutting an entire color. What if we didn't play the red? Do we even have a deck? First time, I just want to see what happens if we cut all the red. If we even have a deck. And we do, so we could just we could go straight Orzhov, for one thing. Yeah, I know we have the colors, but if the power, just taking a look to even see what the options are. Now, given that, let's take a look back at kind of the everything plan. Yeah, I think we cut Cry. We'll run the Gates Ablaze as our Cry. Yeah, we could just splash white or splash Thralls and kill the Wrath. Splash Payment. What if we cut... Oh, is Embrace in there? Yeah, let's cut Embrace. Good call. Good call on Racketeers. Although Croc or Racketeers, they're both like 5-mana black creatures I'm not super high on. Yeah, I agree. I think Croc is doing the job for this deck a little better. Really? I'm having a hard time cutting to get the point. I know it's pretty clunky as far as removal goes, but it is still straight up pinpoint kill a creature. I'd rather ditch Carnage almost. Looking at our creature count, Roustabout is called, but we only have 13 creatures. I know we're more of a control deck, but I'd rather keep the creature and like get rid of Carnival Carnage. But Carnival, as Hodge was pointing out, the benefit of discard when you're playing Wrath effects is that they're damned if they do, damned if they don't, right? Yeah, I like cutting a Blade Brand. I think that's a good call, Hodge. Like, this is cute and everything, but we don't actually have the Footlight Fiend Blade Brand combo or does Judith Blade Brand work? Yeah, so Judith Bladebrand is a thing too that we should consider. Yeah, no, this is fine. I think this is interesting. We're a little bit low at 2, but we got the Footlight Fiends. You know, effectively 1, 2, 3, 4, four creatures we're willing to cast on 2, and a final payment we could consider. Yeah, I can't see running Spewer here. I don't see what its job is that's good for us. And yeah, we're actually, yeah, this is going to be interesting. What do we want land-wise? The suggestion from the computer gives us 4, 5, 6, 7 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red. So 987 is the suggestion, which is not bad. Right? 9, 8, 9 black, 8 red. Maybe it's just right. Is this just correct? If we're going to run the Wrath, I think it is. Yeah, that's the question, whether we want the 7 sources of white for Wrath or just 6. Khalzad wants to go the other direction, give us 8 sources of white for the Wrath. I don't think we need 8 sources of white just for the Wrath. I think we need 5 is your bare minimum. 6 is really at least where you want to be, and 7 is nice. So 7 is nice, but also like final payments. If you think of them as a later stage removal, we could go down to 6. What are all of our sack effects? We have Scavenger. What other sack effects do we even have? Yeah, that's fair. Although the idea of like wraths, you don't tend to like, if I don't have my wrath on 5, I'm dead. Normally it's like, oh sweet, I drew my wrath on turn 12. Now we can reset this board. Sure, payment. I don't even think of this as a sack effect as much as that's one of its modes. I'm generally happy to pay 5 life to stop me from losing 10 life or whatever. Well, if you drop final payment down, suddenly the curve doesn't look as bad, does it? I mean, it's got 5. This could be a 3, right? These could be 2s. Yeah, but usually if you're not paying 5 life, it's because you're sacrificing one of your creatures in response to it dying or whatever. I just don't find that I don't find myself saying, darn it, I don't have enough expendables for final payment. Like, it's just not really the thing that determines whether this card is good or not. Anyway, back to the land count. I think 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 sources for the Wrath is okay here. And we can go red. Well, nah, actually, I'm gonna leave it at the 7. I think the system had it. I think 987 is about correct here. I know it's a little high, but it's that double white, pesky double white. Tron doesn't like the Croc. I'm trying to give it a try here. I haven't really played this card much at all, Tron, but we're controlling enough that 7 toughness on the ground seems like it could give us some time to find our Wrath or our removal. Recluse could go. I love the Recluse as a post-Wrath cleanup card. And with enough, like with a lot of removal, instant speed, we've got final payments and get the point at instant speed. I like the Recluse. I think we're going to keep it in. Really? I feel like generally at worst, Recluse runs into a fair trade. It's very, very infrequent that this dude runs into an 0 for 1. So let's get on with it. Let's try this. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm a little concerned that we have too much white. All right, if I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna. This is tough, but I'm gonna go plains down, and then it was swamp or mountain up. Really, it's swamp that we need early, but we want some mountainage too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like 9, 9 or 10, 8. You want to go 9, 9? Well, it's not about what our gates... I mean, it's sheer numbers. I don't care what's a gate and what's a basic. I care what the total numbers are. So let's try this. Let's... what are we calling this? Wrathful sweep it, cleaning up. We got a couple of sweepers. Let's call it cleanup time. I think I might have used that name before. How about Broom Broom for sweeper number 1 and sweeper number 2. We'll let the Bob Rosses survive unless people have some... No bling redemption. Hop to battlefield view, and let's do this. Little PPAR. How many wins will I get on average with this deck? Kind of a weird deck. Mardu control? Weird deck. Well, doesn't this stink? Trouble is we have a spawn of mayhem. Might be worth keeping on the strength of the spawn on 3 or 4. Trouble is we have no other colors, and if we miss that, I think it's a little too much to hang our hopes on a turn 4 spawn with this hand, so we got a mulligan. I'm gonna mulligan. It's kind of close meta. I mean, we're on the draw, which is what makes it close. Like, we could find a couple of lands and be happy to keep this. But I'm gonna mulligan. Now we can keep this. And still get our spawn. Gonna keep all of our lands, which means we gotta send one of these away. Probably just the Carnival Carnage. We could dump the Wrath. It being a second white source away, but the Wrath is the type of thing that will get us back in a game where we've fallen behind because of a mulligan. So, of course, Carnage isn't bad for that either. Bedevil we can't cast for a little bit. I mean, Wrath is actually a ways off. I mean, maybe we just have to ditch the Wrath because it's a ways off. And we know that Carnage is close. Bedevil. This is tough. We have removal. We have one piece of removal exactly, but because we are not only just one land but 2 lands away from casting the Wrath, I'm gonna bin it, because we're if it was just like we just need a white source, that would be one thing. Yeah, of course, deck is gonna immediately hand us the stuff we need, but whatever. I made my choice. This deck has great mana, Darkstar. Great mana. It's got 996. That's great. This is the greediest thing, though, in our mana, for sure. If we didn't have this in our deck, our mana would be even better, but Kaya's Wrath is the trickiest mana card in our deck. Yeah, if Spawn lives, we get to win or whatever, but I just never expect my one random creature bomb to actually go all the way or anything. I'm gonna drop a swamp so we can hold up Bedevil here. Deals 1 damage target creature or planeswalker and one. Okay, so that doesn't kill anything. If it did, we could use it, but nah, it doesn't. Do we Bedevil the Brush Strider? That is the question. Oh yeah, sorry, I was trying to get to my record and forgot. Got distracted. You say wait for something better, but our plan next turn is Spawn, and we also have Carnage to hit him with. So it's going to be it's going to be several turns before I even want to Bedevil. So if we don't do this, and if the Spawn is killed, we are going to take like 9 from this thing before we end up finally begrudgingly Bedeviling it. Yeah, we could wait till end of turn and take 3 here. I like at least that much. All right, so Aeromunculus is actually, well, you say get the Aeromunculus, but Spawn beats it handily in the air, and this does more damage. This they have to invest 4 into before they get anything more out of it. So, how are they killing Spawn? I mean, they can nullify it in a lot of ways, anyway. But, yeah, it's the better creature. I'll take it out of the air because it's a flyer, but it's, you know, it's technically threatening more damage than our other cards. Then they're technically Brush Strider threatening more damage without. Haj liked Carnage first to presumably empty their hand of things that might get the Spawn. But I feel like if we Carnage, they're going to keep the types of things that save the Spawn. Let's go ahead and Diva. Well, we could Carnage now, I suppose. Get 2 of their last 3. Yeah, we should Carnage now. We don't want them to dump hand and have Carnage get fewer than 2. And if we Carnage, are we leaving this back to threaten the Brush Strider? We also got race issues here. All right, so no attacks and Carnage. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're in a spot where we have to give this up, right? We do have a couple of dead Revels, so we'll be able to get that back. I'm gonna drop Rubble Belt here. Looks, we do have the Wrath mana, by the way. And this is where, if we happen to draw instant speed removal, Chef's Kiss, they go for the double block if they stay back and we blow it out. And if not, it's a 2-for-1 if they double block. And if they, yeah, so this is where, generally pretty happy with the Recluse. Ooh, Blade Brand. I guess that doesn't do much. But we can play Judith. Yeah, actually it does do something, because we can play Judith, and then if they double block the Recluse 2-for-1s for 2 of their creatures, and then we ping the third with Judith. Also, Judith increases the power of the Recluse, but really it's the Blade Brand plus Judith that's exciting. I don't see how they don't double block. Well, that's okay. I guess they're just going for a race, I suppose. That's pretty bold, because we crack back to get them to 2. But I guess maybe if they can crack us back for the win, then good for them. But we have Blade Brand. We can block. Is it another? Yeah, so we can give Judith Blade Brand. She kills something that she blocks, and then she dies and kills something else. Yeah. Judith double kill should help us with the race. Yeah, Lizrog underwhelmed throughout the format. I never really did anything amazing with it. Maybe like once early on when I thought it had potential still. I took it and got to, you know, did one amazing thing with it once and then realized, oh, that never happens. Like, that's... He's very cute. Very cute. Okay, so... Given the trample with the Lizrog and the lack of... It's very interesting that they haven't made the... oh, I guess they don't have the mana. They did this and don't have the mana. All right, so we're going to block... we're going to block here and then ping here. Right, but this is 4, I'm saying. Steeple Creeper is 4, and they have 3. That's all I'm saying. Well, pause from Oppo means this is something here. Like, I don't know what, but suggests this card is an instant of some kind. But if it's a pump spell, doesn't stop the death touch. This might be pump, in which case would be great, because the death touch just says whatever. Yeah, Slime Bind would be perfect for them, and if they have that, they're slow rolling. Biomancy would also be good. There is some bounce stuff, bounce and power removal here that could really blow us out. But they were top decking, so make them have it, right? I mean, they top decked Growth Spiral. I'm not going to play around anything when they are their card is a fresh random draw. Yeah, that's a good point. Slimebind, not even a massive blowout because we get our card from the Blade Brand and it still does a death. Judith still does a death touch ping. No, if they bounce, I don't draw. So like the worst is applied Biomancy because then like they get a extra point of damage on their Lizrog and they completely blow out our play. I don't know why they took 12 years to do that. Like, seriously, Oppo, are you talking to your chat? Like, I guess we're not. I guess we're only mostly.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
I mean, if this is a land, they can't just swing away or we win on the crack. I think when you're dead to a single removal spell, you can give yourself the old mostly.
earlier. A rap burglar.
Interesting, they're not making the creeper fly, but we'll try and take out the most damaging thing. But the lack of flying creeper makes me wonder. I mean, are we just dead? What is this? Interesting attack, but let's see what's going on. I guess they're playing a creature. Yeah, they're just following with a creature here. Hey, all right, we'll take it. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for minutes. Final payment would have been sad. You're right. Final payment. Wah wah. Yeah, I wasn't feeling good about that one after the Biomancy. And what a lucky Biomancy. That was like the perfect card, and they ripped it off of a cantrip there. Generally correct to make your opponents show you in those types of spots. This is fine, though. We're going to keep this and have final payment on 2 ahead of Vindictive Vampire on 4. Was going to go ahead and final payment the Guild Mage and just take 5 and stop this from slamming, but we can Trumpeter instead. I like that better. Nothing to do on this turn that requires 3 mana, so we're going to gate here. I like sending in the Trumpeter and showing that we don't have Pump, and maybe they'll block and we can Blade Brand. If they don't, I know they get a crack back in response. And like trading 1 for 2 isn't great. Like if, oh, never mind, they can't block because we have Menace. So do we even want to? Do we want to threaten? Do we want the 1 and use pay? No, I'm just gonna say no attacks, and then we have payment up, and we have a block on the Clan Guild Mage. Oh, neat. All right. We're just going to kill their land. We could Blade Brand and trade Trumpeter for land. I actually like that. Draws a card and saves the payment. You like the payment? I like that Brand draws us a card. That's what's making me... and like, I don't care about the Trumpeter at all. So I'm pretty happy to trade it for a land here. I'm going to do that. I mean, Trumpeter is here to be a 2-drop. Oh, really? We do have better uses for the Brand, it turns out, but that's all right. That's all right. I like the Sitch. Anyway, we can still get Thrall down on 5 without the gate, so we're going to go Vampire into Thrall. Or perhaps Vampire into Diva Payment. I'm going to go Thrall because Diva can make the Thrall a better attacker the turn after. And also, it technically holds off the Guild Mage as well, unless they want to go land on us. With Diva, Payment, and Fiend, I'm actually going to play the Mountain because we can play it all. We can have it all. A lot of complicated stuff going on here with Judith and Footlight. If they play a big, like if they make a land, what I'm going to do is final payment the land, sacking the Footlight Fiend to double kill the Clan Guild Mage. Although I might just do it with this. But hey, we get our favorite, or one of them.
All right, everyone, chill.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Let's see if Guild Mage wants to attack. Nope. All right. So final payment, sacrificing. Okay, we're gonna kill Chili Bee, sacking the Footlight Fiend, and going boom, boom. Doesn't have haste or anything, right? We can play it for cheap after Judith. Oppo had enough. Sergaho saying Hollywood level FX. That meme is from our friend Valhalla's Chosen, Brian. Brian does in fact work in I don't want to give you I don't want to name a title that's not your title, Brian, but suffice it to say Brian does that kind of thing for a living. How about I'll put it that way. Brian is a professional level meme maker, so they're pretty great. Let's see. So let's run through Brian's greatest hits. We also have this one. Am I missing one, Brian? Let's see. There was Chill, Thunder. Might be it. Am I forgetting one from you, Brian? Anyway. There you go. Yeah, I feel like Brian made a third, but I'm blanking on which one it is. Now, Vanilla Ice was my son. But he'll be glad to know you confused him with a professional. Did he do the Prophet meme? Or did, who did the Prophet meme? Was that Duncan? Or is that Brian? See, this is, I need to write this stuff down. All right, we're gonna keep this. Need a second. We've got a ways to go before we're casting Kaya's Wrath, or frankly, Final Payment. We need another Plains or another Swamp, you know, another black or white source. Need both to get this going. But between Roustabout and Vampire, I'm at least going to keep this. We have a 3 out of 4 with any land. I believe the Reed Duke game is up there. Yeah. I think it's certainly in Tron. I have a, what is it, playlists? There's a great games playlist that I've failed to update. Like it's way out of, you know, I haven't added to it in a long time, but I'm pretty sure the Reed Duke mirror is in the great games playlist somewhere. All right. At least we can, we gotta play on 1, tap land, play on 2, and we get a 3 and a 4. So at least we're curving out. We've got now we can cast our final payment, and we just need a swamp, black source, which we have a lot of. It's our most plentiful, or tied. I guess we're tied red and black. Anyway, I think we're slowly getting there is my point. Oh yeah, I'm not going to not play the creatures because of the Wrath in hand or anything. Just observing that we would like to have the mana available for it. Yeah, we need, or another, yeah, we're 2 sources away from Wrathing. We have 2 of the 4 lands needed. Well, I'm just gonna play the vampire and offer both creatures. Like, whatever. That's great for us, I think. Traded our 3 for their 4, got in some extra damage, and the board is clear. Closing in on Wrath. But here I just like final payment this turn, and then next turn Carnage. And I'm going to keep the Fiend. I could sack the Footlight Fiend to pay for this, but I'm going to keep attacking. We have life to spare. Well, we're running low on action, but actually this Footlight Fiend trades with the Officer, and Carnage gets their last 2 cards, and then we have a Wrath behind. So actually I'm okay with this. And now we can actually cast that Wrath. Let's start to see what they got, though. Actually, I should attack first. Maybe they'll block. Although maybe I should just stay back on blocks. Let's see. We're not winning a race 1 versus 3. Like, if I strip their last 2 cards and then nothing changes, I'm not going to win the race. So I'm going to stay back to threaten to block the Officer and just finish off their hand. Although this does get them to 10. You know, it changes the race somewhat. Yeah, nice discard there, although bring to trial... Oh, yeah, sorry, I was thinking that was the destroy target artifact or enchantment, but nice. And I'm not sure... Yeah, we'll take this too, if they give it to us. Well... Control deck is controlled. Now we got to find a way to win. Uh-oh. Speaking of control decks, controlling. Good move from Oppo there. Great for us. Cycle it on what? Need a target creature. Now we might. Oh, sorry. No, I was talking to Hat, though, Pigs Fly. All right. Kind of like Wow, how do we play this? Trouble is, Scavenger without friends just trades for the 3-1. That seems pretty weak. Whereas if we hold here and they come up with another creature, we get to Wrath them 2-for-1 Wrath. Could also just Wrath in anticipate Scavenger next turn. But I'm going to be a little bit greedy here. We're gonna try and get a more than one creature with our Wrath. If we if Scavenger was like matched up with the 3-1, I would run it out there, but we can be a little greedy here. We got the cushion. Yeah, cycling Brand makes some sense though. Let's let the get to end of turn. And maybe I could have done that in my main phase, because maybe we would kind of come up with something else we want to do. One more creature. Dump your hand. And we could also hold this, given that we do have a plan now, where we're just going to Wrath. Although if we find an 8th land, we get to Wrath Scavenge, so I'll look for the 8th land. Hodge wants to keep it. But if we dig, we can Wrath Scavenge, which seems worth it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to find a basic land to guarantee us the 2-spell turn. So we got it. That's nice. There was a pause there, but it was explained by the courier, so we don't know what's in the hands. Probably just a land. Likely that this is a sandbagged land, but we'll see. Blank without creatures. All the gates. Are you joking, True? Because I just didn't want to play a Locket. Although we ended up in a place where the Lockets would be better in this deck than they would normally be. I don't think of Rakdos as a Locket kind of guild. But this isn't really Rakdos aggro. This is Mardu control, and Mardu control wouldn't mind a Locket. That's true. All right. A fine start here, opening on 3-0. I never found Exaltation to be a particularly good build around Fenrir, no. Maybe we do. We can take a look. You're right. We might have one Locket to consider. Is this a Locket deck? Should we get some card draw? Yeah, there's the Orzhov Locket. If we did that, what are we cutting for it? Yeah, maybe the Croc. It drops us down on creatures more, but again, we're very controlling, so... I think I'd rather have the 3/3 on 4 still in the deck than the 3/7 on 5, although, yeah, you make a case. Maybe the 3/7 on 5 is a little better than a 3/3 on 4. Yeah, all right, I'm convinced. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Yeah, this card is not about the sack effect for me. That's a nice to have. It's really just a curve filler, which is why I'm happier to take the Croc. It's 1 more mana, but it's just better stats if we're just trying to fill curves here. Well, We get to try out our locket right away. I like the sequencing here. We get footlight on 1, gate on 2, locket on 3, get the point on 4 if we need it. It's a lot of land here, right? But action, and gets more action. So despite 5 sources of mana in the hand, we're going to keep. You don't like the Fiend for a little bit of extra damage? Why don't you want the Fiend out now, True? Just in case we find a 2 that we want to play on 2. Thing is, we even have, unless it's a black 2, we've got the 2. I guess it probably would be a black 2, so that's a fair point. This just gets black online. I'm going to go with my initial gut, though, which is to go ahead and get this going. True can help me understand their position. One, trying to think of an alternative position, like hiding the Fiend can be good. Get your opponent to commit 1 toughness or 2 tough, get to commit stuff to the board they wouldn't against a Fiend, but here's a 2-drop. This would be the argument also for a gate, that to be able to have the ability to run a black 2-drop on 2. So we passed on that. The fire's not very big yet. Do this here. No attacks. If they send in the Ministrant, I'm going to block because Gates Ablaze would then pick off the Afterlife tokens. So, of course, the Footlight Fiend is going to die anyway to the eventual Gates Ablaze. So I'm going to do this. Probably they might be looking to play a 1 toughness after or whatever, but it's fine. If they end up with a bunch of 1 toughness, I'll just Gates Ablaze next turn. Yeah, I think we don't mess around here. We can just Gates Ablaze this. It's not a huge play. Like, this feels like a 3-for-1 of sorts, but really it's a 1-for-1. We already traded 1 for the Ministrant. Now we're trading 1 for the Infiltrator, but it's still the right play. We have final payment up. That's nice. Good recovery from Oppo. We're going to drop a Rubble Belt, though, and just try to make it hard on them. And if they go for a double block, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 pieces of instant speed removal. Of course, one of them must be used on this Grudian here. And I like... all of these basically get everything. Like, it's destroy target creature, destroy target creature, destroy target creature. They all destroy target creature, so we're going to use the most expensive one. And we love that Dead Revels. Not yet. I mean, we only have a Footlight Fiend, but I just want value in hand. I mean, maybe with the cards I have, I should go for something else, but I just feel like I love having a Dead Revels to secure a recovery. Yeah, that's true. I could have left up final payment. I guess I was trying to be not my usual aggressive self and play lands before thinking about it, but then it adjusting my heuristic to prevent me from constantly throwing out lands without thinking about it actually worked against me there. If I'd gone with my normal thoughtless land play, it actually would have been correct that time. So they don't have the blocking here to even kill this yet, so we're just going to keep crashing in until they do. We can cash in the locket soon. If we cash in the locket now, we only have 2 red mana to spend. Maybe we find a land and a play, but it's way better to just wait, hold up payment and bedevil, and then crack this at end of turn if we don't have need for our removal spells. Oppo, if they play the 3-1, is threatening a technical double block with Footlight Fiend plus Infiltrator, but that's where we get, if they go for that double block, we get to blow them out with instant speed removal. But we're going to start cashing in by cashing in the locket. Another Revels, Spawn of Mayhem, pretty darn good. But let's attack and hope they double block. There's the double. And let's see, if we bedevil, we don't get to play, I guess nothing we do here lets us play Spawn of Mayhem this turn, since we don't have 3 black. So I think we should just use the bedevil. It's the same basic effect, but this is more expensive. Oh, you just want to go ahead and let this trade happen? Yeah. I just like leaving it on board. That's true. I guess if we let this trade happen, we can just drop Spawn. That's the only reason. I think I'm going to do Fenor's line of allowing this to happen, but only because it allows us to follow with the Spawn. If we did not have the follow with the Spawn, I would use removal to keep this threat on board. What's up, True? I just like getting it all off the board. Yeah, that's a good point, True. That's a good... True is like you could have just done your damage like an actual expert Magic player and it would have been fine. I just honestly didn't think about that. It's a moment of lapsed Magic strategy. I think letting the Fiend live is probably correct, but the Double Dead Revels does suggest, like, letting some things die, not the worst for us. We got Double Dead Revels here. Transport, pretty good. We could just sit behind the Mayhem. But now we just keep attacking, right? Trample means they can't even chump. Yeah, so they chump here, but to very little effect. Yeah, it seems like they didn't know that it had trample, but we get to play both our creatures here. I'm not going to hold up removal. I'm just trying to get him dead. Let's just dump our hand, have removal back up next turn. And just say no blocks here and race. Yeah, maybe they have a Wrath. Maybe they have a Wrath, and I should have chumped to kill Flyer. I was just fine to content to keep crashing in, but yeah, you're probably right. Chump kill Flyer was correct there, especially because this could be Wrath. Wrath explains that attack a lot. But no. Yeah, that's part of what I was thinking. Yeah, that's true. Well, this we kind of still get it here. It's all right. We have the win now instead, so all good. We're gonna sack. We're gonna destroy this and sack this and kill this. And win target game. Not my cleanest victory of all time, for sure. Definitely fumbled around there on a couple of plays, but the quality of our cards and position was strong enough to overcome my suboptimal decisions in that one. Which is what I like to call free lessons. When you make mistakes and win the game anyway, free lessons. Well, Orzhov Locket says we could keep this, but really, double black, double black. I mean, we're not doing anything until like turn 4, unless we find something on the draw. And what are we hoping to draw here? I think I'm gonna need to mull this. I don't know what's. If we were to stack our deck, what would we be doing? Like, if we stacked our deck, it was like, well, okay, we need a swamp, and then we need something to do early, and then then I need another swamp. No, then we're okay. You know, it's just like the Locket. I still feel like I'm asking for 2 things, Fenor. I'm asking for both a black source and something else to do early. I'm not asking for 3 things, Jinx. Only asking for really 2. I'm asking for a swamp and an early play, and that's maybe asking too much if they're aggro, but it's not asking too much if they're not like Fun Police. So this is where, if we knew what they were doing, it might affect my choice here. I think it's very much on the edge, but on the draw. Yeah, but that's not a thing I need. That's a thing that that it would be nice if it's not. Very close. I'm gonna mulligan, but it's super close. That's interesting. Get to keep this and send away the Blade Brand and just have pure control hand. Pure control hand. Yeah, we don't have it yet. I mean, what are you going to do? Go to 5? I mean, I get that this isn't ideal, Tron, but also you got to do what you got to do, right? Double gate now gives us a nice 2 damage sweeper, though, so I feel good about that. And Oppo getting a slow start. I didn't like our first hand. It was definitely keepable. I think if you liked our first hand, you are a masochist. But I agree that it was a keepable first hand. We're gonna just bedevil that right out of the sky. All right, I'm gonna play the Roustabout. Yeah, it dies to the Gates Ablaze, but this is a pretty expendable creature anyway. I'm gonna run it into whatever. Gatebreaker Ram is intense. We just need white though, and we can take care of it. Just don't have that white yet. We kind of knew this was coming, right? Oppo plays nothing but gates. I think you know what's coming. Just need one of our 6 white sources, 7 white sources with the Locket. And Locket would be great because we could cast it this turn. A lot of our white sources are gates that would not be able to cast this turn. I think we only ended up running 1 Blade Brand, though, right? And it's at the bottom of our library. Really not what we needed, deck. I think we're just kind of dead here. Too bad. I guess we're mostly, though.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
I wouldn't even say necessarily 5 color true. I would say base green gates is a deck. Whether sometimes my gates deck were just Simic decks that ran a few half color gates, you know. Anyway, we're just mostly, but we're probably. We have 1 turn to find a white source to kill the ram. Is it worth preventing 2 damage? Probably not, since they don't have a gate. We can block the sneak. Nope, we missed. Swing and a miss. Good Gates deck from our opponent. No shame in that loss. We mulliganed and then had some issues finding our out mana. Splash didn't come through. Thank you for the sub.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Yeah, and that even wasn't a particularly bad mana issue. We just got run over and on a mulligan, right? Normally, if we just give ourselves another turn or two, we can find that white and recover. But when your opponent plays a 3 mana 9/9, it like, okay, well, 3 mana 9/9. I guess we don't have time to find our white source. All right, this looks great. Hopefully we get something good with our Gates Ablaze this time. Last time we had Gates Ablaze against the Gates deck. Guess what? We could not kill the ram with this. And Oppo is mulliganed, so hopefully they just run out some creatures and we make them pay. I'm going to start with the Rakdos Gate, then Orzhov Gate. Then Roustabout, then Judith, or do we go Control? Let's see what Oppo does. Looks like Oppo's not playing creatures. I'm not going to hold back here. I'm just going to go Roustabout and into Judith. We'll see what happens. I figured we would open on a Gates Ablaze this game, but we've ended up with the more... Ooh, I could go Judith to increase the power here, but I doubt Oppo's going to block, and then we get to go Guildgate Spawn after combat if we just get in with the... And actually, if they do block, we get it in. So we're going to attack and spawn here. Ooh, this could mean, they just want to trade. That's cool. I'm fine with that. And then gate and spawn. Mana up. Oh, could be a counter. Yeah. Collapsed. That's cool, though. Actually, that's fine with Dead Revels. We just get to reload. And actually, this gives us a window to Gates Ablaze if we want. What if we Dead Revels this turn, give him a chance to cast another creature, and then Gates Ablaze next turn? Let him build the board. Yeah, I think Fenor and I are in the same place here. So is Tron. Let's Revels and get back spawn and the Rubble Belt. We'll get. We don't have 5 mana yet, but we'll get there. Someone want to Roustabout. I get it. We can play the Roustabout for sure, but we're not going to play the Roustabout next turn anyway. We're just going to cause opponent to scoop with our Gates Ablaze for 1,000,000. Wah wah. Do need a land here, though. Well, that's one way to recover. Can we get... all right, well, I guess we're just spawning. Yeah, I thought, ooh, maybe Payments one has a enchantment clause on it. No. I read the card and it didn't say what I wanted. I'm gonna go Trumpeter, maybe we Blade Brand, Trumpeter, yeah, Judith for power. We could go Blade Brand, trying to find a land. Usually like Judith. All right, I'll go Judith, sure. If she resolves, we'll see. I think they're gonna crack the locket. Yeah, Judith does make Blade Brand quite good. Just trying to... But you know what makes all your cards good is the mana to cast them. Now, Oppo is like, I'm done here. All right. We're playing Constructed here with our Judith into Hell, spawn. Hey, 5 wins. You know what that means. Legit profit. Yeah, I felt like opponent could have stuck it out a little more, especially with that card draw engine they had, but we'll take it. We're going to keep this. No white yet, but no white cards either. We have Roustabout on 3, into Croc on 5 at the very least. 2 Dead Revels, not what you want to see in your turn 1 hand, but here we are. Oh, sorry, my gate hid behind my name and I didn't see the gate there. We're still going to play to curve out here. Right now, Gate's looking like a turn 4 play. Nothing can block a Plague White, we know that. I don't think so. True is saying that Crocodile blocks Plague White. I don't know. I don't think it does. Doesn't seem right. I'm just gonna go with my heuristic that nothing blocks a Plague White. So if I'd played my lands correctly this turn, we'd have access to Bedevil and a Footlight Fiend in play, so that's too bad. It'd be nice to have Bedevil here. I'm going to say no attacks, though. Although, what is the Trumpeter doing? It's not going to block anything, so I will attack with it. It's not blocking anything. Yeah, we're going to try and trade Fiend for white here. And actually just block the Blade Juggler with the Fiend and kill the white with the ping. Or trade for the Juggler. Really, I don't know. I guess we are expecting Catacomb Crocodile to handle the white. But this has just straight up 3 power. Probably just kill this thing that has straight up 3 power. All right, got 5th land and our first source of white. We have Bedevil available. Can't block the Trumpeter. If we block the Plague White, it's a trade if we pump. We can threaten to pump and trade for the Plague White and hold up Bedevil. I like that. Dead Trumpeter at least gives us something to do with Dead Revels anyway. Not that I really want to get these things back with it, though. Plague White, Plague White, Plague White, Plague White, Plague White, Plague White, Plague White. All right, Croc, show us what you got. Can't block a Trumpeter. I figured we had time to Bedevil the Mage. We'll get the Mage eventually. And if they make us discard our Revels, I don't even know we're using that. Let's go. Gosh, we can't quite do it all here. Can't do Revels and Bedevil. And if we let them, they might start forcing us to discard, but we could just pitch a land now if that happens. Yeah, let's do Revels and at least get Fiend back. Fiend and Big Boy. And I'm going to hold the land in case they go for hand disruption with the Cult Guild Mage, and then we have 1 land to pitch to that. That is not coming up Millhouse. And kind of deadzo. Let's see, we got 7 total mana. We can do... can't live. Cannot live. Nothing to do to live here. Yep, dead. Good deck from Oppo. I suppose appropriate here at the X1 5-1 bracket. Yeah, the land play just ended up making a difference there. I think we would have a real problem closing out that game regardless. We would still be in a bad spot, but we would have bought ourselves a little extra time. Here we are again. Somehow we can't find swamps in our opener of late, and in a spot where we have to decide what to do here. We get a locket on 3 and a vamp on 4, so we have a guaranteed play on 3. I'm going to keep because of that. We could get run over here, though. Swamp. Swamp. Oh, deck, you're so effing cute. Now we've got Locket kill Goblin. And then we really need Black Source off the top to be Devil the Acrobat. Or I guess we at least get Vampire in front of the Acrobat. Not how you want to deal with it, though. Although maybe we go Trump. We get a Black Source, we could also go Trumpeter to hold up Blade Brand. Yeah, thanks, deck. Well, now we just have to desperately hope this Vampire lives to trade with the Acrobat. But I said if we don't get run over, but we're getting run over, so... Need... Alright, well... It's not enough. Our mana was real good, but not enough against the trample. If they weren't trample, we'd be okay here, actually, but the trample makes us pretty dead. Yeah. Trample means we have to play this to not die, but it means we're dead, right? Land, we're just dead. No land, we are dead later. With no pumps, we can just make this block. And I guess we pile all of it on and try to finish it off this way. Well, we double block. We'll see if they leave us the fiend or not. See if they're smarter than me. I forgot that you could assign. You know, I made the mistake before of not leaving. I could have left a Footlight Fiend alive, and didn't, and it was a mistake. We'll see if they leave the Footlight Fiend alive or not. See, Oppo smarter than me. And this is too late. Well, our deck really didn't give us much of a chance that game. Granted, I took a risky keep, but really did not pay off at all. Yeah, that was... I thought the deck was great. The mana did get us a couple times. I mean, it just shows you, like, that was a good mana deck. For a 3-color deck that had great mana, and mana still hurt us because magic is magic, and 3-color decks are just risky that way. You're just gonna have mana trouble at some point, even with the... Because you have mana troubles with a good 2-color deck, right? So there's no guarantees just because you have a pretty good mana for your 3-color deck that you're not going to get hurt by it. But we'll take the profit, take the 5 wins, and feel pretty good about that. I suppose we could crank through something like an Omniscience draft so that you don't have to. I could do... a grid draft. Yeah, I think Jinx has the right idea, though. Let's start by saying goodbye to our YouTube friends before we figure out what's next. Thanks for hanging out for that one. Wish I'd gotten to 7 wins. Felt like it had that potential, but ran into some good decks with not the best draws there at the end. So just kind of fell on our face, but after some decent success. So hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Remember to hit that like button before you take off, YouTube friends. See ya.